Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. It is Monday, December the 4th, 2023. Hope all of you are having a good start to your week and a productive day. As always, I appreciate all of you subscribing to this channel. It has been growing nicely over the past month and a half or so. I appreciate you watching, liking the videos, and most importantly, sharing these videos with your family and friends, especially those that, or most importantly, those that have exhibited a willingness to at least open their eyes and ears to the things that we all every day are trying our best to bring to their attention as we continue to see the economy go down in flames, as we continue to see this collapse unfold. And look, mark no words, there is a collapse unfolding. Interestingly enough, today we had, and I think I mentioned it in yesterday's video, I warned all of you about this, that we'd see potentially a pullback in gold. We actually had about $100 swing between when the futures opened last night. Gold was well up over $2,100, and it got smacked down today about $40 or $45. Silver, last time I checked, got hit almost a dollar. Unbelievable shorting on the metals. I guess we had to expect there would be some kind of a pullback, although I wasn't sure. I've seen nothing to explain in any of the media sources today, either mainstream or otherwise, what led to this big sell-off. But again, this is exactly the reason why it's not advisable to chase these things as they're reaching all-time highs. It is better to be patient when you can. Wait for pullbacks, and then use that as an opportunity to accumulate or add to positions. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice or legal advice. I'm just telling you what I do. It's always the FOMO, the fear of missing out. It happened with cryptos years ago. A lot of people got burned. As soon as you start hearing the mainstream media come out and tout gold and talk about gold and tell you what the analysts are foreseeing, you better run for the hills, in my opinion. Okay, let's talk just a couple of brief articles about the economy. Things are not looking good. First one on Zero Hedge today. U.S. factory orders plunged the most since COVID lockdowns in October. It says factory orders tumbled even more than expected, down 3.6% month over month, the biggest drop since the pandemic lockdowns, April of 2020. September was also revised lower, making October's decline even worse, from 2.8% month over month to the positive to 2.3% month over month. It says the big monthly decline and revisions dragged orders down 2.1% year over year, the biggest drop since September of 2020. So factory orders are plunging. We're already not making anything in this country, and now apparently we're making even less. So that must mean orders are declining. That means the consumer demand is simply not there for these goods. Next article is out of the Fox Business Today. Economy to slow in 2024. Economists see 50% recession odds. Okay, I mean, I think we're already in a recession and we're probably going into a depression, but it says the National Association of Business Economics, the NABE, Outlook Survey Panel anticipates stronger U.S. economic growth projections for 2023 than in the October survey, but panelists expect growth to slow to 1% between the fourth quarter of 2023 and the fourth quarter of 2024, said NAB President Ellen Zentner, chief U.S. economist at Morgan Stanley, in the group's latest survey. The article goes on to say U.S. GDP is expected to slow to 1.2% in the fourth quarter, as tracked by the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta's GDP Now, which was updated on December 1st, citing a slowdown in construction spending and manufacturing. U.S. manufacturing registered its 13th straight month of contraction, slipping 0.9% in November. So we have all the forecasts are lower. Revisions are continue to come in, revising downward. We have factory orders plunging. We have a broke consumer. We have an indebted consumer, a consumer indebted up to their eyeballs with obligations that they can't continue to support. So we'll continue to report as stories like this come out on the ongoing slide. Okay, let's talk about the banking situation. Every day something seems to come out new on problems with the banks or with the banking system or problems that consumers are having with their banks. Here's another one right here, the Daily Hodl today. It says, customers at one of the largest banks in the U.S. say money is mysteriously exiting their account for no apparent reason. It says people who bank with PNC are noticing unauthorized charges and should check their balances. The NBC-affiliated news station WPXI says. It said Tom Rubitz is one of the first people to realize something is wrong with his balance. He noticed an unusual withdrawal hit his family's account while his wife was out shopping. It says the charges appear as pending debits on the account, with a random amount charged to the account. A spokesperson at the bank says the unauthorized withdrawals are due to a processing error and its systems have not been compromised by hackers. And here it says, quote, our teams have taken steps to resolve the issue, which will correct any incorrect transactions displayed in customer accounts. And the bank says, listen to this, customers do not need to reach out about unwarranted withdrawals, and says all erroneous charges will be automatically rolled back. Look, sometimes you'll see these like small amount charges start to hit your account, and then they become larger and larger. It's almost like the fraudsters seeing if they can get away with a smaller amount. If they do, if it's not flagged, then they start pulling larger amounts from your account. I don't necessarily agree with this suggestion by the bank. In fact, I disagree with it strongly. If you see, in my opinion, if you see something on your account that doesn't belong there, a pending debit or a pending charge against your account, immediately bring it to their attention. Why would you sit back and assume that they are going to flag that as an inappropriate or incorrect charge and put that money back in your account? That seems like directly counterintuitive suggestion and advice by the bank, and I would do the exact opposite. It says on November 14th, the bank was working to resolve a separate issue as a limited number of customers witnessed pending transactions pop up in their accounts more than once. So that's PNC Bank. Here's another one that actually happened in a bank called Westpac. I believe that's an Australian bank. But look, it's important that we understand this stuff. It can happen at any institution. This is a global banking system. It says Westpac's online banking system, and this was from today from The Guardian. It says Westpac's online banking system has suffered a major crash with customers cut off from their accounts and payment systems. Some said they had to abandon their shopping carts in the supermarkets when their cards would not work at the cashiers, while others reported not being able to pay for meals ordered at restaurants. Folks, again, it's the fact that nobody carries cash anymore. Everything is reliant on swiping the card, tapping the Apple Pay, and if this stuff goes down, have you thought about how you're going to be able to just buy everyday necessities? If you didn't have $20 or $40 or $50 in your wallet that day to buy a few things from that shopping cart, if you get to the cash register and your credit card's declined because the system something's down or there was an error with your account, if you have to literally go and leave your shopping cart there and go home or find some other means, you're not being prudent in my opinion about this. Have alternate ways to pay for items with you at all times, in my opinion. It says there was also widespread concern because the details of customer accounts disappeared from the apps completely. Some were told, looks like you don't have any cards. Close to midnight, I guess last night, Westpac said that mobile and online banking services remained unavailable following a routine technology update earlier this evening. The bank said it was working to restore the system. Look, it's always categorized as a routine upgrade or a routine maintenance. Whatever the reason is, if you can't access your money, if you can't pay for things with your cards because they're simply not working, you have to have an alternative. All right. So look, at the banking system is fragile. We all know this. Every day something else is coming out about the banks, people having problems. So, and I shared a couple of nightmare stories last week on videos with you regarding wire transfer issues and credit card chargeback issues. So across the spectrum, guys, it makes sense to have some funds available to you outside of the bank. All right, the last story I was going to share with you, I think this is further indicative of the fact that although these stock markets keep raging higher, they didn't today, they pulled back a bit today, but this is an interesting one. Nvidia insiders filed paperwork to dump 370,000 shares. It says, in a report from Bloomberg reveals corporate insiders are planning to sell the most stock in terms of dollar value in years. The artificial intelligence bubble has fueled a 349% rally in Nvidia shares from $112 per share in October of last year to over $500 by mid-November. As of Monday afternoon, Nvidia shares are down 10% off the peak, trading around $454 per share. Insiders know better than anyone about what the future holds for future share prices. We've talked about this before. It's an exclusive club, and you and I are not in that club. By the time the public finds out something that sends the share prices careening downward, spiraling downward, these insiders are already out. They're long gone. So listen to this. New data from Washington Service shows insiders in November sold or filed paperwork to sell 370,000 shares worth of Nvidia, about $180 million, the most in dollar amount terms in the last 6 years. And the article concludes by saying, so what insights do Nvidia executives and directors have about the future growth that the market does not have? Question mark. And again, the answer I've put out there before is they have all the knowledge. They know everything that we don't know. So let's keep an eye on that situation as well. We know insiders are dumping bank stocks at record amounts as well. So it is all moving in one direction, and that is a bad direction. I will leave it there today. It's a little bit over 13 minutes. I hope that all of you will please take some time today to get some exercise in, get some steps in, walk for a while, do some strength training exercises, whatever you can, sit-ups, push-ups. Those can be done from wherever you're at, your office, your home, wherever, on vacation, in your hotel room. So please do that. Keep the hydration up. I'm going for my workout here in about an hour. And with that being said, I hope all of you have a good rest of your Monday. We'll be back tomorrow with ongoing collapse updates. Have a good day. Bye.